Well, here's the newest update. Uh, there's the Chevy. I just gotta wait for the grass to grow back, but I sold the Mustang. I chopped up the GTA. And I moved all the parts from the GTA, motor, transmission, all the good stuff that I've accumulated into that blue formula. And then, then I sold the blue formula and the Formula 350. So all of the cars that I just got, I just sold all of them. Uh, I'm pretty much just kind of throwing in the towel on projects. So it'll be just my truck and the 68 Camaro. So uh, that's where I'm at. I don't want to do any more projects outside of the Camaro, which would be just whenever one day it gets done. But the truck would be pretty much all I really work on. Uh, just a matter of getting it done. But yeah, I sold the Mustang and the formulas. The Formula 350 and all the parts and the parts car, the blue car, ended up getting sold to the brother-in-law of the owner of the black Formula 350 that I got it from. So I guess he didn't get the opportunity to buy the car before I bought it. So he came out here and he bought it and took everything that I had Firebird related, anything that he didn't want, which wasn't a whole lot, it's just junk pieces, uh, went to scrap. So all the Fox body stuff that I had, that's all gone. That either sold or went to scrap. Only thing I have left is the Tremec, which I don't even know if I'm going to keep because I don't think I want a 5-speed in the Camaro. So I'm debating on whether I want to sell that or not. But it is what it is. I mean, you can only do so much, and I only have so much free time. The Camaro sits in here, so obviously it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Outside of, at least in here, I don't have to worry about it rusting. But this is Camaro that I'm not really going to do a whole lot with as far as welding. I think I'll end up starting with buying the subframe, suspension, and then the front clip. I'll buy all the stuff that I could bolt onto it, and then down the road then I'll actually go to the effort of actually fixing it. I mean, it only needs a little bit of work. But on the Chevy, what I'm working on now is, since I got rid of the hitch and I put it on the front, I needed another one. So I wasn't going to spend $200 for one to fit a K10, which I didn't even like anyways. So I went to the junkyard, and down here in Florida you can get them for 25 bucks. So I paid $25 for this, and this is from a 98 Chevy Yukon. And the only not bad part, but it's adjustable if you want to make it adjustable. These brackets are actually welded out here because the newer trucks have wider frames. So I ended up just cutting the weld all the way around and then moving it in. You can see how far I had to move it in to fit the K10 frame. So, which makes it adjustable in my eyes. So I'll just have to weld it all back together. I went down to the metal place and picked up some angled steel, which is slightly thicker than the factory frame, and all the bolts are kind of through the factory holes. I think I added one or two in there, but this is all, I think I drilled an extra one, but most of these bolts will line up to the holes that were already in there for the original hitch. So that's it. I mean, I just got to take them off and paint the bracket, or paint this, and then I'll paint the bracket, and then I'll weld it, and then I'll clean up the weld and then paint the weld. At least it gives me a hitch. And then it doesn't really stick. If you try to use this one on the frame, which I think even the factory one, it sits far back underneath the bumper from what I remember, but this one itself, if you tried to bolt it onto the frame, it actually sat pretty far back here. So the frame on these K10s stops right here at the mount. So this piece that I got gives me 4.5 inches extra of frame, and so now I can bolt it on there. This has all the support it needs. I can get snatched out when I get stuck. It's not going to bend because it has all these bolts down here are holding it to the bottom of the frame, then these are holding it to the side of the frame. So I think that's more than enough bolts to hold that piece of metal right there. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, because this is not through the frame. And then I had these two long ones. When I make the actual shield for the gas tank, I can make a bracket that can come up here and bolt onto those. But all these other ones, I'm going to flip around so that the threads are facing the inside of it. But you can see, that's where the frame stops. And then where I've added the frame into it. Then how I have my bracket in there. But it should be plenty strong. You can see the thickness. I mean, it's slightly thicker than the factory frame. So I think it's good enough. Good enough for someone to go all out trying to pull it out. So what's the worst that could happen? As long as I don't have a chain on. But that is about all the update on it. Like I said, all the other cars are gone. Them days are gone. So we'll just keep messing with this. Then on, for some reason, the power steering pump that came with the brackets, that decided it wanted to leak. Advance couldn't get another power steering pump that you didn't have to assemble. So this is one that I had them order for a 90 Firebird with a 305 in it. So if you need a power steering pump for one of these trucks or something similar, just get one for a 90 to 92 Firebird, or really any Firebird, any 82 to 92 Firebird or Camaro. The only difference is this hose, the Suburban one, was angled right there. This one is right here. So that's the only difference. It bolted up the same. The Suburban pulley went on just fine. No issues with that. Then I have all the AC stuff is in there. The alternator is for a Suburban. The plug for the alternator is a 93 Chevy 1500 one. It's just a single wire plug. AC compressor is for Suburban. The AC hose, I had to rebend it because my motor, I've moved back and all that good stuff. But that's for one, that's a 90 Suburban one without rear AC. This is 85 K10 hose. All this is 85 in the box out here. Then this is just this is that same hose for a Suburban. Find out what happens when we put Freon in there. But that's it. That's the update. So we got. It still looks good though. One day it'll get done. And that's it.